Question 1. What is the primary objective of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA, 2002? A. To regulate postal savings schemes. B. To prevent money laundering and provide for confiscation of proceeds of crime. C. To regulate income tax assessments. D. To supervise public sector banks. Correct answer for question 1 is option B. To prevent money laundering and provide for confiscation of proceeds of crime. Explanation. The PMLA was enacted to prevent money laundering, provide for confiscation of proceeds of crime, and deal with matters connected therewith. Question 2. Which authority is responsible for receiving and analyzing suspicious transaction reports? STRs, in India. A. Reserve Bank of India, RBI. B. Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. C. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. D. Department of Posts. Correct answer for question 2 is option C. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. Explanation. FIUIND is the national agency responsible for receiving, analyzing, and disseminating financial intelligence related to suspicious transactions. Question 3. Customer due diligence, CDD, primarily involves A. Calculating interest on savings accounts. B. Verifying customer identity and assessing money laundering risk. C. Issuing ATM cards. D. Preparing annual accounts. Correct answer for question 3 is option B. Verifying customer identity and assessing money laundering risk. Explanation. CDD requires reporting entities to identify customers, verify their identity, understand the purpose of the relationship, and monitor transactions. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the term proceeds of crime? A. Income earned from lawful employment. B. Interest credited to savings accounts. C. Property derived or obtained directly or indirectly from a scheduled offense. D. Government grants. Correct answer for question 4 is option C. Property derived or obtained directly or indirectly from a scheduled offense. Explanation. Under the PMLA, proceeds of crime refer to any property obtained directly or indirectly as a result of criminal activity relating to a scheduled offense. Question 5. Which of the following is a key responsibility of a Department of Posts official handling financial services? A. Ignore unusual transactions if the customer is known. B. Verify customer identity, maintain records, and follow AML procedures. C. Open accounts without KYC to improve customer service. D. Share customer information freely with other customers. Correct answer for question 5 is option B. Verify customer identity, maintain records, and follow AML procedures. Explanation. Postal officials must comply with KYC and AML requirements while maintaining customer confidentiality. Question 6. Which report is filed when a transaction appears suspicious, irrespective of the amount involved? A. Cash transaction report, CTR. B. Annual information statement, AIS. C. Suspicious transaction report, STR. D. Audit report. Correct answer for question 6 is option C. Suspicious transaction report, STR. Explanation. An STR is based on suspicion rather than the value of the transaction. Question 7. Which category of customer generally requires enhanced due diligence, ed. A. Pensioner. B. Minor. C. Student. D. Politically exposed person, PEP. Correct answer for question 7 is option D. Politically exposed person, PEP. Explanation. PEPs are considered higher risk customers and require additional scrutiny under AML guidelines. Question 8. The main purpose of identifying the beneficial owner is to A. Identify the nominee. B. Identify the person who introduced the customer. C. Identify the natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer. D. Identify the branch manager. Correct answer for question 8 is option C. Identify the natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer. Explanation. Beneficial ownership identification prevents criminals from hiding behind legal entities or intermediaries. Question 9. Which of the following is an example of a suspicious transaction? A. Monthly pension credited to an account. B. Salary received through bank transfer. C. Repeated cash deposits just below the reporting threshold. Without a reasonable explanation. D. Interest credited by CBS. Correct answer for question 9 is option C. Repeated cash deposits just below the reporting threshold. Without a reasonable explanation. Explanation. Structuring deposits to avoid reporting thresholds is a recognized money laundering technique. Question 10. The 2024 amendments to the PML rules mainly strengthened A. Postal delivery standards. B. Customer due diligence and digital identity verification. C. Interest rates on savings schemes. D. Recruitment rules. Correct answer for question 10 is option B. Customer due diligence and digital identity verification. Explanation. The amendments focused on improving customer identification, digital verification, and AML compliance. Question 11. Which of the following is the primary purpose of customer due diligence, CDD? A. Increase postal revenue. B. Identify customers, verify their identity, and assess money laundering risk. C. Reduce interest rates. D. Promote digital payments only. Correct answer for question 11 is option B. Identify customers, verify their identity, and assess money laundering risk. Explanation. CDD ensures that reporting entities know their customers and understand the risk associated with them. Question 12. A customer refuses to submit valid identity documents while opening an account. What should the postal official do? A. Open the account without verification. B. Accept a verbal declaration. C. Decline or postpone the account opening until KYC requirements are fulfilled. D. Accept any handwritten declaration. Correct answer for question 12 is option C. Decline or postpone the account opening until KYC requirements are fulfilled. Explanation. A reporting entity should not establish a business relationship without completing customer due diligence. Question 13. Which of the following is the best example of transaction? Structuring, smoothing. A pensioner withdrawing pension every month. B. A customer receiving salary through NEFT. C. Multiple cash deposits just below the reporting threshold to avoid detection. D. Interest credited to an account. Correct answer for question 13 is option C. Multiple cash deposits just below the reporting threshold to avoid detection. Explanation. Structuring transactions to avoid reporting thresholds is a recognized money laundering red flag. Question 14. Which organization is responsible for analyzing financial intelligence under the PMLA? A. RBI. B. FUIND. C. CBDT. D. CVC. Correct answer for question 14 is option B. FUIND. Explanation. FUIND analyses information received from reporting entities and disseminates intelligence to enforcement agencies where appropriate. Question 15. A customer makes a high-value transaction inconsistent with the customer's profile. The postal official should A. Ignore the transaction. B. Immediately freeze the account. C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and follow prescribed internal AML procedures. D. Close the account immediately. Correct answer for question 15 is option C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and follow prescribed internal AML procedures. Explanation. Unusual transactions require closer examination and internal escalation where appropriate. Question 16. Who is regarded as the beneficial owner under AML regulations? A. The nominee. B. The branch manager. C. The account introducer. D. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer. Correct answer for question 16 is option D. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer. Explanation. Identifying the beneficial owner helps prevent misuse of financial services through complex ownership structures. Question 17. Politically exposed persons, PEPs, generally require A. Simplified due diligence. B. No verification. C. Enhanced due diligence. D. Automatic rejection of services. Correct answer for question 17 is option C. Enhanced due diligence. Explanation. PEPs are considered higher risk customers and require enhanced monitoring and verification. Question 18. Why should Department of Post's officials maintain customer Transaction records. A. Only for annual inspections. B. Only to calculate interest. C. To support AML investigations and regulatory compliance. D. To prepare pension cases. Correct answer for question 18 is option C. To support AML investigations and regulatory compliance. Explanation. Record retention enables reconstruction of transactions and assists law enforcement and regulatory authorities. Question 19. Which of the following is not an objective of the PMLA? A. Prevent money laundering. B. Confiscate proceeds of crime. C. Deal with matters connected with money laundering. D. Determine interest rates on post office savings accounts. Correct answer for question 19 is option D. Determine interest rates on post office savings accounts. Explanation. Interest rates are determined under the rules governing savings schemes, not under the PMLA. Question 20. Which statement best reflects the responsibility of a Department of Posts official under the AML framework? A. Accept incomplete KYC documents. B. Ignore unusual customer behavior if the customer is known. C. Follow KYC norms, monitor unusual transactions, maintain records, and comply with prescribed AML procedures. D. Share confidential customer information without authorization. Correct answer for question 20 is option C. Follow KYC norms, monitor unusual transactions, maintain records, and comply with prescribed AML procedures. Explanation. Postal officials handling financial services are expected to comply with KYC and AML requirements, maintain confidentiality, monitor suspicious activity, and follow the prescribed reporting procedures. Question 21. Which of the following best describes the risk-based approach, RBA, under the PMLA framework? A. All customers should be treated as high risk. B. Customer verification is required only for high-value accounts. C. Customers should be classified according to their money laundering and terrorist financing risk, and due diligence should be applied accordingly. D. KYC is required only once during account opening. Correct answer for question 21 is option C. Customers should be classified according to their money laundering and terrorist financing risk, and due diligence should be applied accordingly. Explanation. Under the risk-based approach, reporting entities classify customers into low, medium, or high risk categories and apply appropriate due diligence measures. High-risk customers require enhanced due diligence, ed. Question 22. A customer deposits 9.90 lakh in cash on 3 consecutive days without any satisfactory explanation. What is the most appropriate action by the postal official? A. Accept the transactions without recording them. B. Ignore the pattern because each deposit is below 10 lakh. C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and report the suspicious activity through prescribed internal procedures. D. Close the customer's account immediately. Correct answer for question 22 is option C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and report the suspicious activity through prescribed internal procedures. Explanation. Structuring transactions to avoid reporting thresholds, smoothing, is a common money laundering technique. Such transactions should be examined carefully and escalated through internal AML procedures. Question 23. What is the primary purpose of identifying the beneficial owner during customer due diligence? A. To identify the account introducer. B. To identify the person who will receive interest. C. To identify the natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer or transaction. D. To identify the nominee. Correct answer for question 23 is option C. To identify the natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer or transaction. Explanation. Criminals often use companies, trusts, or intermediaries to hide ownership. Identifying the beneficial owner helps prevent misuse of the financial system. Question 24. Which organization receives suspicious transaction reports? STRs, submitted by reporting entities? A. Reserve Bank of India, RBI. B. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. C. Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT. D. Department of Posts. Correct answer for question 24 is option B. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. Explanation. FUIND is the national agency responsible for receiving, analyzing, and disseminating financial intelligence related to suspicious transactions. Question 25. Which of the following customers generally requires enhanced due diligence, ed. A government pensioner receiving a monthly pension. B. A student opening a savings account. C. A politically exposed person, PEP. D. A minor operating an account jointly with a guardian. Correct answer for question 25 is option C. A politically exposed person, PEP. Explanation. Politically exposed persons, PEPs, are considered higher risk customers because of the possibility of misuse of public office. Reporting entities should apply enhanced due diligence. Question 26. Why is customer due diligence, CDD, important under the PMLA? A. To increase postal revenue. B. To verify customer identity, understand the nature of transactions, and manage money laundering risk. C. To reduce the number of customers. D. To simplify tax assessment. Correct answer for question 26 is option B. To verify customer identity, understand the nature of transactions, and manage money laundering risk. Explanation. CDD enables reporting entities to identify customers, understand their activities, and detect unusual or suspicious transactions. Question 27. Which of the following is the best indicator of a suspicious transaction? A. A retired employee withdrawing monthly pension. B. A customer regularly depositing salary into the account. C. Multiple cash deposits by different persons into the same account without any economic justification. D. Interest credited by the post office. Correct answer for question 27 is option C. Multiple cash deposits by different persons into the same account without any economic justification. Explanation. Multiple unexplained deposits by different persons may indicate layering or other money laundering activities and should be examined carefully. Question 28. Under AML guidelines, customer records should be maintained because they A. Help decorate office files. B. Are required only during annual inspections. C. Support investigations and regulatory compliance. D. Are useful only for calculating interest. Correct answer for question 28 is option C. Support investigations and regulatory compliance. Explanation. Maintaining customer records enables authorities to investigate suspicious transactions and ensures compliance with the PMLA and related rules. Question 29. Which statement is not correct regarding customer due diligence? A. Identity should be verified using reliable documents or approved electronic methods. B. Enhanced due diligence may be required for high-risk customers. C. Customer identity verification can always be skipped if the customer is personally known to the counterparty. D. Customer risk assessment should form part of the account opening process. Correct answer for question 29 is option C. Customer identity verification can always be skipped if the customer is personally known to the counterparty. Explanation. Personal acquaintance does not replace the legal requirement for customer due diligence. Proper verification is mandatory. Question 30. Which of the following best reflects the responsibility of a Department of Posts official under the AML framework? A. Accept incomplete KYC documents to avoid inconvenience to customers. B. Ignore unusual transactions if the customer is a regular visitor. C. Follow KYC procedures, identify suspicious transactions, maintain records, and comply with prescribed reporting procedures. D. Share confidential customer information with other customers whenever requested. Correct answer for question 30 is option C. Follow KYC procedures, identify suspicious transactions, maintain records, and comply with prescribed reporting procedures. Explanation. Postal officials providing financial services play an important role in implementing KYC, monitoring transactions, maintaining records, and supporting AML compliance while protecting customer confidentiality. Question 31. Under the risk-based approach, RBA, which customer should generally receive enhanced due diligence, ed. A. A salaried employee receiving monthly salary through the account. B. A politically exposed person, PEP, opening a new account. C. A pensioner receiving government pension. D. A student opening a savings account. Correct answer for question 31 is option B. A politically exposed person, PEP, opening a new account. Explanation. Under the risk-based approach, customers posing higher money laundering or terrorist financing risks, such as politically exposed persons, PEPs, require enhanced due diligence, ED, including senior management approval, additional identity verification, and closer monitoring. Question 32. Which of the following is an indicator of a suspicious transaction? A. A customer deposits salary every month through NEFT. B. A customer withdraws monthly pension. C. A customer makes repeated cash deposits just below the reporting threshold to avoid detection. D. Interest is credited automatically by CBS. Correct answer for question 32 is option C. A customer makes repeated cash deposits just below the reporting threshold to avoid detection. Explanation. Structuring transactions below reporting thresholds, also called smoothing, is a recognized money laundering technique and is a strong indicator of suspicious activity. Question 33. Under the Prevention of Money Laundering, Maintenance of Records, rules, the beneficial owner refers to A. The nominee in the account. B. The account introducer. C. The branch manager. D. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer or transaction. Correct answer for question 33 is option D. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls the customer or transaction. Explanation. Criminals may hide behind companies or trusts. Identifying the natural person exercising ultimate ownership or control helps prevent misuse of the financial system. Question 34. If a customer refuses to provide information required for customer due diligence, CDD, the reporting entity should A. Open the account because the customer insists. B. Complete the transaction first and collect documents later. C. Ignore the requirement if the customer is well known. D. Decline or postpone the business relationship until CDD requirements are fulfilled. Correct answer for question 34 is option D. Decline or postpone the business relationship until CDD requirements are fulfilled. Explanation. Reporting entities should not establish a business relationship unless the required customer due diligence measures have been satisfactorily completed. Question 35. Which authority receives suspicious transaction reports, STRs? Under the PMLA? A. Reserve Bank of India, RBI. B. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. C. Controller and Auditor General, CAG. D. Election Commission of India. Correct answer for question 35 is option B. Financial Intelligence Unit India, FIUIND. Explanation. FIUIND is the national agency responsible for receiving, analyzing, and disseminating financial intelligence received from reporting entities. Question 36. Which of the following is the most appropriate action when a postal official notices that a customer's transactions are inconsistent with the customer's declared occupation? A. Ignore the transactions. B. Immediately freeze the account. C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and follow the prescribed internal reporting procedures if required. D. Close the account without following any procedure. Correct answer for question 36 is option C. Conduct enhanced due diligence and follow the prescribed internal reporting procedures if required. Explanation. Unusual transactions should be examined carefully. Officials should apply enhanced due diligence and follow internal AML reporting procedures rather than taking arbitrary action. Question 37. The principal objective of maintaining customer records under the PMLA is to A. Reduce office stationery. B. Help investigators and regulatory authorities trace financial transactions whenever required. C. Calculate annual interest. D. Prepare pension claims. Correct answer for question 37 is option B. Help investigators and regulatory authorities trace financial transactions whenever required. Explanation. Customer records enable law enforcement agencies and regulators to investigate suspected money laundering and ensure compliance with legal requirements. Question 38. Which of the following best describes customer due diligence, CDD? A. Verification of customer identity, assessment of risk, and Ongoing monitoring of the business relationship. B. Calculation of interest on savings accounts. C. Preparation of annual financial statements. D. Collection of service charges. Correct answer for question 38 is option A. Verification of customer identity, assessment of risk, and ongoing monitoring of the business relationship. Explanation. Customer due diligence consists of identifying and verifying customers, understanding the purpose of the relationship, identifying beneficial ownership where applicable, and monitoring transactions. Question 39. The 2024 amendments to the PML rules primarily strengthened A. Postal mail delivery standards. B. Insurance claim settlement procedures. C. Customer due diligence, digital identity verification, and AML compliance measures. D. Recruitment rules for government employees. Correct answer for question 39 is option C. Customer due diligence, digital identity verification, and AML compliance measures. Explanation. The 2024 amendments focused on improving customer due diligence, promoting secure digital verification, and strengthening compliance with anti-money laundering requirements. Question 40. Which of the following is the most important responsibility of a Department of Posts? Official handling financial transactions. A. Complete transactions quickly without checking documents. B. Verify customer identity, maintain records, monitor unusual transactions, and comply with AML requirements. C. Share confidential customer information with any government employee. D. Ignore suspicious activity if the customer has maintained the account for many years. Correct answer for question 40 is option B. Verify customer identity, maintain records, monitor unusual transactions, and comply with AML requirements. Explanation. Officials handling postal financial services must comply with KYC and AML requirements, maintain customer confidentiality, monitor unusual activities, and follow prescribed reporting procedures. Question 41. A customer visits a post office to open multiple savings accounts in different names but uses the same mobile number and address for all accounts. What should the postal official do? A. Open all the accounts without any questions. B. Accept only the first application and reject the others immediately. C. Conduct enhanced due diligence, ed. Verify the genuineness of the applicants, and follow internal AML procedures if the activity appears suspicious. D. Ask the customer to visit another post office. Correct answer for question 41 is option C. Conduct enhanced due diligence, ed. Verify the genuineness of the applicants, and follow internal AML procedures if the activity appears suspicious. Explanation. Multiple accounts with common contact details may indicate attempts to conceal the true identity or ownership of funds. The official should apply enhanced due diligence and follow internal AML procedures if the activity appears suspicious. Question 42. Which of the following transactions is least likely to be considered suspicious? A. A government employee receiving monthly salary through the account. B. A customer making frequent cash deposits from unknown sources. C. Several persons depositing cash into one account without any apparent relationship. D. A dormant account suddenly receiving large cash deposits. Correct answer for question 42 is option A. A government employee receiving monthly salary through the account. Explanation. A regular salary credit consistent with the customer's employment profile is a normal transaction. The other options are recognized AML red flags. Question 43. Under the PMLA framework, why is ongoing monitoring of customer transactions necessary? A. To increase office revenue. B. To identify transactions that are inconsistent with the customer's profile or expected activity. C. To calculate interest every month. D. To reduce the number of accounts. Correct answer for question 43 is option B. To identify transactions that are inconsistent with the customer's profile or expected activity. Explanation. Customer due diligence is not limited to account opening. Reporting entities should continuously monitor transactions to detect unusual or suspicious patterns. Question 44. Which of the following best describes layering in the money laundering process? A. Investing money in government securities. B. Depositing salary into a bank account. C. Creating multiple financial transactions to hide the origin of illegally obtained money. D. Paying electricity bills through online banking. Correct answer for question 44 is option C. Creating multiple financial transactions to hide the origin of illegally obtained money. Explanation. Layering involves moving funds through multiple transactions or accounts to make tracing the illegal origin of money difficult. Question 45. A customer is unable to explain the purpose of several high-value transactions that are inconsistent with the customer's declared occupation. What is the most appropriate action? A. Ignore the explanation because the customer is a regular visitor. B. Conduct enhanced due diligence, seek additional information where permitted, and follow internal reporting procedures if suspicion remains. C. Close the account immediately. D. Return all the money to the customer. Correct answer for question 45 is option B. Conduct enhanced due diligence, seek additional information where permitted, and follow internal reporting procedures if suspicion remains. Explanation. High-value transactions inconsistent with a customer's profile are AML red flags. Officials should perform enhanced due diligence and follow the reporting process rather than taking arbitrary action. Question 46. Which of the following statements regarding customer due diligence, CDD, is correct? A. CDD is required only for corporate customers. B. CDD is required only for foreign nationals. C. CDD is a one-time process completed only during account opening. D. CDD includes customer identification, verification, understanding the nature of the relationship, and ongoing monitoring. Correct answer for question 46 is option D. CDD includes customer identification, verification, understanding the nature of the relationship, and ongoing monitoring. Explanation. Customer due diligence is an ongoing process that includes identification, verification, understanding the purpose of the relationship, beneficial ownership, where applicable, and continuous monitoring. Question 47. Under AML principles, why is identifying the source of funds important? A. To determine the color of the passbook. B. To verify that the funds are consistent with the customer's known occupation or business and to assess money laundering risk. C. To increase the rate of interest. D. To decide whether the customer can nominate a beneficiary. Correct answer for question 47 is option B. To verify that the funds are consistent with the customer's known occupation or business and to assess money laundering risk. Explanation. Understanding the source of funds helps determine whether transactions are legitimate and consistent with the customer's profile, thereby reducing AML risk. Question 48. Which of the following is the best example of a beneficial owner? A. The nominee mentioned in the account. B. The account introducer. C. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls a company opening the account. D. The counter postal assistant processing the application. Correct answer for question 48 is option C. The natural person who ultimately owns or controls a company opening the account. Explanation. The beneficial owner is the natural person who ultimately owns or exercises effective control over a legal entity or transaction. Question 49. What is the primary purpose of maintaining records under the Prevention of Money Laundering, Maintenance of Records, rules? A. To decorate office files. B. To calculate postal commission. C. To support investigations, regulatory compliance, and the reconstruction of financial transactions when required. D. To prepare annual confidential reports. Correct answer for question 49 is option C. To support investigations, regulatory compliance, and the reconstruction of financial transactions when required. Explanation. Proper record maintenance enables reporting entities to assist competent authorities in investigating suspected money laundering and ensures compliance with legal requirements. Question 50. Which of the following best reflects the responsibility of a Department of Posts official providing financial services under the PMLA framework? A. Complete transactions quickly without verifying customer identity. B. Accept incomplete KYC documents if the customer is personally known. C. Share customer information with any government employee who requests it. D. Verify customer identity, apply customer due diligence, maintain records, Identify suspicious transactions, and follow prescribed AML reporting procedures. Correct answer for question 50 is Option D. Verify customer identity, apply customer due diligence, maintain records. Identify suspicious transactions, and follow prescribed AML reporting procedures. Explanation. Department of Post's officials handling financial services have an important role in implementing AML/CFT measures. They must follow KYC norms, maintain records, monitor unusual activities, protect customer confidentiality, and comply with prescribed internal reporting procedures.